if you're a parent or you're getting your kids ready for school right now, a lot of you are also thinking ahead of summer camps. And summer camps mean lots of different things, including allergies. If you have a peanut-sensitive child, Sophie Beugnot is a parent of a child who has severe peanut allergies. And Sophie, you're joining us this morning. First of all, thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
You have a very interesting story. You have a child, and you figured out very young that he has a severe peanut allergy. So you came up with a bunch of tips on how to make sure that your kids stay safe, stay aware, and know what they can and can't eat, which is a huge process. Tell me about, first of all, when did you find out and how did you find out your son had this allergy?
Well, by fluke, like most parents. We just gave my son a tiny bit of peanut butter one morning, and half an hour later he was having all these different reactions that involved all the different systems. So started like coughing and having difficulty breathing, wheezing.
Because I guess there's no easy way to find that out. If you find that out the hard way, that your child has a peanut allergy.
Well, you can make an effort to really just test it out if you want to, and we just kind of tried it.
Yeah. And then it turned out that he had a severe peanut allergy.
Exactly.
And so now a big part of your life now as a parent with a child with a peanut allergy is to make sure that he knows what he can and can't eat, to make sure that he is safe.
Correct.
Some schools are peanut free and nut free. Some schools aren't. Most summer camps, we should say, are not.
Some of them are, some of them aren't, so you have to choose carefully. But my focus is on really like empowering kids to make their environment, whether it's at school or at camp, a safe environment for their friends with food allergies.
Right, so you don't want to scare them, you want to empower them.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've come up with some tips. Let's get, so what, you have wash hands after eating. So how do you drive that into their head?
Right, we've taught our kids already to wash their hands before they eat, and that's like a habit that most kids have now. So I think we can also have them have the habit of washing their hands after they eat, because it only takes a trace amount of a food allergen to trigger a food allergic reaction in children.
And a lot of people don't think about that.
Exactly.
You just
and
have
so
a little
just
something left.
Yeah, just a little bit of peanut butter after your breakfast. So water and soap is the best way to get rid of any trace of food.
Okay, do not share food. That sounds very, because you might think something has no peanuts in it, but...
Correct. So, usually children with a food allergy have their own snack, their own lunch, and it's very important for kids around them to understand that we don't share food, especially with our friends who have a food allergy.
Yeah, because it is the thing. I remember in the cafeteria, you would always trade, if your mom made you a sandwich you didn't like,
absolutely,
you would trade, so no trading.
And it's a fun thing to do, and kids, they need to understand that what's really safe for them, like peanut butter or an egg sandwich, can be very dangerous to their friend with a food allergy.
Recognize signs of an allergic reaction. For kids, that must be very difficult to drive that in. Yeah.
Most children don't know about that yet, and so that was my focus, is let's empower our children to know what is a food allergy and what does a reaction look like. So because they're the first ones who are going to be on hand, they're going to be the first responders, right, before parents and before teachers sometimes.
Before they even notice something is going on.
Exactly.
Which leads us to one of the most important points, I think, that you say, ask for help. If you're a kid, you need to ask an adult for help.
Exactly. If you see that your friend is like starting to cough or wheeze or vomit suddenly after eating or shortly after eating, or he has difficulty talking, their voice is changing, they're starting to swell, anything that seems odd or different, just don't be afraid to ask for help and tell your teacher or camp counselor that, hey, my friend is looking sick and I think he has a food allergy, so help him or help her.
I love this, the fact that you are trying to teach kids how to take control of the situation, and of course prevention is key here. Sophie Beugnot, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck to all the parents who are getting ready to sign their kids up for summer camp. Remember, prevention is key. Stay tuned, so much more to come. You're watching Breakfast Television, only on City.